All right, we back for another special edition of the Dream Team podcast. Once again, I have my special co-host, Kyra. Kocky-K is back in the building with E-Dud. So just got a special guest today. Got my man Billz. He represents PIW. That's Putting in Work Entertainment. He's gonna give you guys a great acapella. So y'all just enjoy. And we'll be back for our next episode. See you in a minute. Peace.
Bandana like I'm diplomatic. Bouncing on this beat, bitch, was automatic. These chicks, when they see me, man, they get ecstatic. Got a baddie on my line, she like to call me daddy. Something I don't need, but I gotta have it. It was in arm's reach, so I had to grab it. The way I'm flipping words is like I'm acrobatic. Dark wanted Billz, so we got the stacking. Them niggas say they getting money, but you know they capping. The lights hit the diamonds, got them bitches dancing. With a pocket full of money, yeah, we tipping dances. And we jumping out the window, man, we taking chances. I put the H in hustle, is how I get it back. All I use is my muscle, is how I got my rep. A rental and two duffels, my youngins down a step. And these bullets would touch you quiet on the set. Alright.
Back for another Dream Team episode. As you see, I got my girl Kyra Kocky on deck. Again, we have my man Billz in the building, PIW Entertainment. Got a show coming up. It's a party, August 17th. Be there, be square. At the CSI. 3057 Frankfurt Ave, Philadelphia, PA. Free entry, so listen, ain't no excuses.
Support.
Always, listen. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so we're going to talk about the obvious. Last night we had a great showing of my man Boots Ennis down at the Wells Fargo Center. Philadelphia, born and raised. I mean, the fight was, I heard, a total smash. I wish I could have been in the building because I heard the tickets were super reasonable. Are you a boxing fan?
Not really, but I do tune in.
Okay.
I do tune in.
Okay.
The major fights.
Yeah, it was a big event, and I felt like, it was huge for Philly because with all of the crime and the violence, all of the things that we got going on as a culture, it was a blessing, man. I mean, like I said, I did get a chance to watch the fight. Very entertaining here. Some good undercards on there. And, again, extremely proud of the young brother, man. Coming straight out of Philly from the Germantown areas. He say, the bricks. So just shout out to them guys, man. Keep doing your thing. We appreciate the love. We appreciate you putting on a show. And again, man, hopefully more coming, in the future.
I saw he brought out Core. Core walked them out to the
stage. Got it. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, so more Philly representation.
Okay.
Core been rapping for a minute.
Okay.
You gotta hear. You
I need to hear that.
had to have heard about Core.
I heard the name.
He just got signed by Meek.
Okay.
Yep. So he's on the ups and ups.
Okay.
But
So
he's been rapping for about 10 to 15 years. At least. He had pound cakes, all of that stuff. Like, he rocked my era, like my generation. He had Philly in a chokehold. So,
now, let me ask you something. So, more underground or?
I would say underground, like your Quillies,
Okay, all right. Now I'm done. Y'all already argued Quilly.
He came up with Quilly, but Quilly was before Core, but same, P&B and Core more so. P&B and Core.
But just to see Boots showing love to a local Philly guy.
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
I mean, and that's one of the things that, we of course, we already talked about off camera was one of how, we as a culture, talking about those things and just becoming more, together on
more
all
conscious,
of the, and even like, we pushing your brand, we're pushing my brand. We, how we just promoted PIW. It's all about giving our culture the opportunity to grow, as a family. You know what I mean, moving forward. Now, let me ask you, just because we're talking about cultures, there's something that me and you talked about. I kind of laughed about it because I said we called them snow bunnies, but so what was your reference?
Bunny hopping.
All right, so what was that about? Put me on game.
That's interracial dating.
Okay.
That's basically they call it bunny hopping when you pertaining to men because I'm not gonna lie, it is a double standard with women dating outside their race.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, you like, yeah, girl, you got you a, you know what I mean? They gonna take care of you,
okay? You got you a milkshake.
Or you gonna get you one of them and then they gonna play with you and you could've just stayed with the black man. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to tell nobody what to do. Love is love. But at the same time, if I can, I feel like I would try to be with a black person so that my child could truly understand where we come from. Like our ancestry. It wouldn't be no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be too hard to understand because I do feel like when you date outside of your race, it's just certain things you just never going to understand because that's just cultural differences. You know what I mean? No matter how much you respect somebody's culture, if you ain't come up in it, it's not the same as, as the person you with. So that's just...
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, just to chime in on that a little bit, I'll say this, right? You don't know who you're going to fall in love with. And one thing that's been more acceptable, I'll say that's due to social media, due to the internet, all of these different, like you said, platforms that we have, it seems to be more acceptable to date outside your race than ever because you'll see a black person with a Chinese person or a white person with an Indian person, but it's a lot of diversity when it comes to dating. So now you say if you go in town to eat or you go out to a restaurant, you might not, it might be weird, like just say 10, 15 years ago, but today to walk into a restaurant and see so many different ethnicities together is just it's amazing to me.
Yeah, so, it's empowering in a way so that we don't let our differences stop us from, intermingling or even procreating, but to a certain extent, you know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, what do you identify as when you're mixed? I don't know. I'm not a mixed child. I can't tell you. I couldn't. Like, do you identify? Because back in the days, the one drop rule. Once you got that black in you, you're black. You know what I mean? It didn't matter, especially if you presented as a black person. I feel like nowadays you can wear all types of wigs, makeups, toupees, XYZ, facial hair, so you can create whoever you want to be, surgeries, BBLs. You don't even have to.
Well, see, it's very personal for me, and I'll tell you why. Well, my best friend, who's like my brother, he's actually in California with his beautiful girlfriend Ashley. They're on a 3-day trip out to California. It was a spur of the moment, spontaneous thing that he wanted to go see Rodeo Drive. He always wanted to go see the stars and all of that. So to make a long story short, he's always dated predominantly white chicks, but I never really had an issue with it because that was always his preference. Now, granted, his first son is by a black woman, but his second child, which is my niece, she is actually mixed because he's black and the mom is white. So it hits a little different for me. And here's the other narrative. Then I have a stepson with his basically fiance, you might as well say, she's Colombian.
Ooh,
so now I have a grandson who looks just like his dad, but he got the skin tone and the hair texture of his mother. So like I said, for me, it just hits different. And even like when you had spoke off camera too, and we'll kind of lead into this segue, like certain things are just more acceptable today. So how do you feel about bisexual relationships? Do you feel like that's an issue? Do you find it to be something more personal? Do you think it's something that if you ever had a child and they came to you and said, "Mom, hey, listen, I'm really leaning towards whether it was a female gender or a male gender," how do you take all of that in, or how do you feel about that?
So the spectrum is so wide nowadays. Like, okay, bisexual, but just in general, the LGBTQIA, I don't know where we stopped at, but
true. If
my child, let me start. First of all, I have a sibling that's in the LGBTQ community. Okay. So personally, like I said, love is love. You can't. It don't really change nothing.
Right.
Especially when you ain't having no dealings with the person. It really doesn't matter. I feel like we shouldn't even know that much about each other, but I feel like in this society, we be so hypersexual, hyper violent, everything is just so emphasized.
To like the 10th power.
Yeah, and it's just hypersensitive. Everything is just so, you know what I mean? So, if my child came to me and told me that they wanted to be any of the letters, I would love them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As long as you are being safe, whatever you're doing, do it at your best.
And I know as we talk, like I said before we got on camera, it touched you a little differently too, because not only is it somebody that's close to you, but then their parent actually had a situation where their sibling actually died from a situation.
Exactly.
Can you touch on that a little bit?
So basically, I have a sibling, but also my father had a brother.
Okay.
That was in the LGBTQ.
Okay.
And I believe he was bisexual. My family doesn't even talk about it. Really.
Wow.
They don't talk about why he died. I feel like I might even heard my aunt say that he died from a sickness.
Okay.
But if you know that the sickness is HIV or AIDS, whatever may have been, regardless if it was from drugs or his sexuality, because you know back then it could have came from either or.
Right.
But you have to acknowledge the cause of death. You have to acknowledge the lifestyle. We can't keep, you know what I'm saying, shaming people for what they do.
You know what's funny to me? Like, I guess for me, like, it's, again, it hits home with me because I have family members that have, you know, been in that realm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't look at it as being any different than whether you're in a straight relationship or they'll say, what is that, a heterosexual, or whether you're in a bisexual. To me, if I love you, all of that other stuff don't even matter because what you do behind closed doors is your business.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, you know, we're all a little different, even though you would think, being as though of my older, you know, age and trying to call E-Dub old. I ain't old, y'all. But in any event, I just say all that to say that, you know, like, we're more straightforward, meaning because we didn't have social media, because we didn't have the internet, we wasn't exposed to the things that now this generation is exposed to.
I agree.
So I think it's a little bit more acceptable, whereas though people can see for themselves that having a same-sex wife or, you know, whether it be the husband or whether it be two women or two men, it's not as looked upon as like you said, like, it's almost like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do that. Whereas when they was like, hey, listen, if that's what you into, I'm okay with that.
I ain't gonna lie, but where I draw the line, I ain't gonna act like everything all hunky-dory. When I draw the lines with the kids.
Okay.
Let the kids be the kids, surgeries, all of that other stuff.
Right.
I think we should draw the line. I don't know exactly when it should be inserted, but sexual health or sex ed should definitely be a thing in our education system because I feel like the ignorance or maybe even the peer pressure.
Right.
People trying to fit in or people not fitting in so they think that that's the route to go. I feel like when you break it down and peel all of the layers back, there's a lot of work that has to be done. Even
chime in on that little bit of merch you said that you had. What was that one hat you said? What did it say?
Oh, make butts real again.
I like that.
And there's no shade to the surgery girls or all of the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just rather make butts real again because it takes out the...
And it says a lot. Just by you saying that, it says a whole lot. Because I just watched something on YouTube or... Mine was even Instagram, but it had a lady who was doing botched surgeries down in Florida. And she was doing them for like 7 years. She was using Fix-A-Flat to put in the girls' butts. And the one lady was talking about, you know, her daughter basically died one of the horrific deaths you could die because for 8 months she suffered having different surgeries to try to correct something. The first surgery. So
Kanye West lost his mom.
Yeah, exactly.
In surgery.
Yeah, I always let me just say this.
DC Young Fly. Just lost. You know what I'm saying? I think that the risk is not worth the reward. That's what I'm saying.
But see, you know what this is the part. When you see the lottos, you see the Ice Spices.
Everybody. Well, Ice Spice might be.
But hold on.
Let's
exactly. So when you look at that, the hers, whatever you look at, it's almost like, because we can be real here, K. Michelle, she probably got shot.
Yeah.
We definitely know a few other people that got shot.
She's actually trying to get it reversed. She has a whole show about reversing botched surgery.
Right, and that's one of my points that I'm trying to make. If you really don't have the money or the ability to get it done the right way, then don't get it done. Yeah, don't risk it, because a lot of these shops are really, killing our younger girls in this younger generation.
It's not worth
because
it.
And I think this is another thing too. Like, we get so caught up with the mesmerized of the internet, right? So you look at Instagram and, I could be that. No, you not built like that. You don't have that money to go get that surgery in New York. Or how about
you don't even know what you're seeing? It's an illusion.
Okay, got you. Yeah, because
that
it's
girl
a lot of
got that surgery for free because she got 30K followers.
Right.
That's why she got the procedure on live. Because ain't that a conflict of interest? Some type of confidentiality breach?
Yeah.
Like, but, you know what I'm saying? don't sell your soul just to fit in or just to look like you keeping up with the Joneses, because that's what we doing now. We keeping up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, and
that's honestly what it is.
You know, and it's crazy because, I mean, we all know sex sells. I mean, that's just something that's always been promoted. That's why I said when we watched the BET Awards, we'll touch on last week's show, but it was just something that we brought up, but it really does sell because it's not about lyrical content anymore. We just rather see somebody up there shaking their ass and, you know, having their butt cheeks out. And I'm good with that because you're going to get me to watch all night. So just knowing that, that's why you said, like, failing us with the lyrical, you know, like the lyrical content. You like, I ain't really trying to see you up there. Because I'm, like, and that's always wanted to say, like, from a female perspective, like, you shaking something I got, so that don't even matter. I need to know what you're talking about.
And further beyond that, I don't want the children, like, my nieces and my
and that's what they going in on, on TikTok.
Thinking they want to be Sexy Red? Like, no shade to Sexy Red. Everybody got a role in the world. Everybody got a job. But I don't want my child to sign up for that or my niece to think that that's...
Yo, she is a straight... And she'll tell you, I'm straight from the hood.
I love that for her because she's authentic. She's very authentic. Herself, but I don't want the kids to imitate that. I don't want that imitation.
I totally agree.
I didn't even tell you about... We didn't talk about the Auntie podcast. Did you hear about that?
No.
Black China Mom, Tokyo.
Oh, wait a minute. I saw a little bit of that. I saw a little bit. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that.
Tia, Rick Ross's baby mom, and Blueface mom. I don't know her name.
Yeah, but it's funny because I actually saw a little excerpt. They had the game on there.
Yes.
And him and Black China Mom was going in a little bit. I saw a little tidbit of that on Instagram.
Yes, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
I'm gonna have to chime into that.
It's bonkers. You gotta check it out. It was very all over the place. I loved it though because everybody was being their authentic selves, just speaking of, authenticity.
Well, you keep me on point. Listen, and give the people again, where they can reach you at and how they can get at you and what your brand and what you bringing to the table.
I got a lot going on, so follow me. Listen closely. At Kocky-Kyra, Kocky with a K, Kyra with 2 A's. Then you can follow my business page, which is clothing, hair, health, everything you can think of. That's Kocky Collection, Kocky with a K, Collection with a K. Hold up, don't stop. Keep following me. Keep following me.
Yes.
Then we got a YouTube podcast called Waiting to in Hell, 2, the number 2. Look it up. Check me out. And then you're going to see other videos on there. I also have traveling vlog. It's just a lifestyle vlog, what I eat, working out, all of that stuff. Because, I'm a wellness coach and all that good stuff. So, yeah, check me out.
Well, we appreciate you. We appreciate it. Again, you know where you can reach us at. We're Total Define Entertainment. It's the Dream Team. We come to you. We bring you guests every week. We're trying our best to get as much content as we can out there for you. And listen. Please subscribe and like on our YouTube channel. Listen, it's only going up from here. Special guests like Kyra, special guests like Billz, PIW Entertainment. Just continue to follow.
Tap in,
please. Please do so, as she say so. All right, so listen, my last one for the day. How long are you willing to support someone if they take a fall? So let's say me and you together, just hypothetically. We rocking for maybe about 5 or 10 years. But then all of a sudden I take a hit, right? Now I'm like, can't find a job. I got this felony on my record. So I'm like maybe a year in. And you saying to yourself, like, listen, babe, I'm getting a little frustrated, but how long is too long or how long do you give? Or is there a length of time that you would give someone in terms of the longevity of how long you would stay with them or you're going to tolerate that type of behavior?
So I'm definitely going to be focused on your mindset. Like, even though you down and out, like, what are you doing to recuperate?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to put a specific time on it because I feel like I'm going to go based off your growth.
Okay.
I find it really, really beneficial when in relationships you can do maybe personal goals and then relationship goals and then, like, business goals and like maybe around the new year or maybe even do like a vision board if you want to spice it up, but just to see if y'all on the same page, you know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Financially, like, of course that's going to be a big hit, but you got to think deeper than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because money is not everything. Money is not everything because it's going to come and it's going to go. Right. But how can you bounce back?
Yeah, because I this is what I'll chime in with, right? Like, and that sounds great, but I'm going to just say this to you. When the bills get tight, fridge ain't packed. Like now your emotions and your energy is a little different, and I can feel that because when I come through the door, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells because I know what I'm not doing against what I used to do.
True, but be resourceful. Like go to welfare and go get us some food stamps. Okay. Like what can you do? It's
I didn't even think about that.
Come on, I need a mindset. I need you to be making moves. Not even something that I'm thinking about, but that's gonna come in handy. You can't come this way, so come another way.
Okay,
you know?
Got you. Yeah, that's very interesting.
You better start cooking. You better start cleaning. You hear me? I better come home too.
Yeah, right. Little bubble bath jumping.
Exactly.
Candles lit. No dishes in the sink.
You gotta overcompensate for what you lack.
I agree.
You can't just.
I agree.
No.
I agree. But for me, and I'll just say this, right? Like, because there's no timetable, when it comes to relationships. And I think if you love someone enough to say, I'm in it with you regardless, I'm going to rock with you. Like you said, because if you're bringing that energy that shows me, like, babe, this ain't going to be a forever thing. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to continue to grow. But like you said, you definitely have to be proactive. You definitely got to, make that conscious decision to say, okay, well, if I can't do this, let me just shore up everything else on the back end. Yeah.
Try. Yeah. Don't just tap out completely like, oh, fuck up. I don't want to hear all that complaining and nagging. You fucked up and all. I don't want to come home to that shit. I'm working and I'm paying the bills. And I come home, you talk about, these motherfuckers, I sent my resume, y'all niggas didn't call me. I don't want to hear not a goddamn thing unless you ask me how was your day, and we sitting down over dinner.
Yeah.
Bubble bath, like you said, with the glass of wine. You know what I'm saying? You got to carry it a little different if you know you can't carry it the way you used to carry it.
Fact. Yeah, I think that's interesting too because like I said, we're dealing with a time right now where a lot of these young brothers, they don't want to work, they want to rap, they believe that, and like I said, that's all social media driven. This drill rap has really changed the genre of music. So just on that note, the energy is a little different. Where like back in the 90s, early 2000s, dudes wanted to work. Dudes was driven out here to really get that.
Y'all was rapping, bread. But y'all still had just 9 to 5.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It was a better structure, better stability. I don't know. It's just like, but so where do we go moving forward for our next generation of young men and teenagers, middle school age? Because they shooting up the let out in middle school.
Yeah, it's we've had this conversation too on a couple of different episodes, man, and I think it's something that we need to continue to talk about as a culture because it's unfortunate that, like I said, this drill rap and this mindset of just how social media has driven the whole culture to really just be on some different type time. I don't know where it starts. I mean, like really, but we know because we come from a pretty decent, different. So to me it starts at home, really. But the parents has got to be willing to communicate. And something you touched on that I thought was super heavy. We got to communicate more with our kids. Like you got to know what they're doing, what they into, who they hanging around. What their drive is.
And you gotta be comfortable though. You gotta build that relationship, that bond.
You really
your child not just gonna open up and stuff like that. Exactly. I feel like the way I connected with my parents is they honestly told me what happened in their lives. Like regardless of if I wanted to do it my way to experience, they let me know their experience. It was no sugarcoating. They told me about the drugs, the abortion, anything you can think of because the more knowledge is just going to shape you to be better. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep it to yourself and take it to the grave.
So let me just ask you, if you had some young girls that you could tap into and you was actually talking to them as a big sister or someone who could...
A mentor.
Yeah, exactly. How would you advise them to move forward? Because even like I gave you my answer, like I really don't know. Because even when we had barbershop talk, right? And I sit down, I hear these young guys talk and it's almost like when the OGs talk anymore, we like, and I'll take it back to my era, we listen to the OGs, but these dudes, they look at us like, y'all niggas old. Like, y'all just too much talking. So how do you guys reach your girls? Like, how do you establish that relationship?
So this is crazy. I've had a conversation with my cousin, and she was a young mom.
Okay.
And she wasn't even promiscuous coming up. She just, the first time, first couple times, and it just happened. First boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like you get a negative connotation amongst, like, the black community, people that's going through stuff, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been locked up. I got stuff on my record. I got stuff that I can't do that I wish I could do, but you gotta tap into your resources, like expungement clinics and stuff like that. Like, you have to talk to your councilman. You have to keep on applying. You gotta go to resume builders. Ask your friends, what do their resumes look like? We don't never talk about stuff like that that's actually helping build us become, or how about forget about it, let's get an LLC, let's work for each other, you know what I'm saying, or let's do a nonprofit, let's put on for the community.
Well, let's do what we doing right now. We selling Kocky-K,
get on a podcast and pop our stuff.
We selling PIW. Yeah, that's huge, because that was one of the things for me when I got into this. You know, not just hitting the deer and not too the distant past. I'll say this much: like promoting our culture, building with one another, really giving everybody an opportunity to sell what we're promoting, which is black excellence, black love.
Excellence,
and that's all we're trying to do.
Finest.
Exactly.
In the making. History in the making.
I totally, like I said again, to all my fans out there, all my subscribers, to my girl Kocky-K, listen, thank you again for tuning in. Yes. Thank you. We appreciate you again. The Total Define Entertainment. You can reach us on the YouTube channel. I'm E-Stacks. You can reach me on IG. You can reach me at Eric Frazier on Facebook. So please, again, Total Define Entertainment. Kocky-K, give them your last drop.
Yes, I'm Kyra. Once again, I am Kyra, Kocky with a K. Kyra with 2 A's. Kocky Collection, Kocky with a K, Collection with a K. Make sure y'all follow me on
please
Instagram.
Do.
Go check in. Wait Until Hell, number 2. Podcast.
Excuse me, y'all, but again, thank you. Dream Team, drop, and we're gonna look in the show again with the putting in work.
Yep.
Go out, y'all the 1 year anniversary. Listen, they in the kitchen, man. It's gonna be a party. August 17th at 8 a.m.
Be there, be square.
8 p.m. I'm sorry, y'all. 8 p.m. Yeah, y'all get there 8 a.m. Y'all ain't gonna see shit.
8 p.m.
3057 Franklin Ave. Thanks again. This is the Dream Team with my girl Kocky-K. Thanks for another drop of the Dream Team. Love y'all. Peace.